not raised in the flame, yo. Spit water can't get caught in racing the lanes, well. Not racing, I'm pacing the lanes, while you was chasing my dust, you're walking my shoes. They ain't lacing the same mom. Must tell I grew up and they asking who changed out. Just trust scale straight off that rust well. But as long as there's new names, they're searching for something to gain. My flow sick and my bars ill, I feel like MJ in that flu game, dang. And they still talking about the same folks, trying to ride around, get dough like 2 chains for that chain, bro. So keep your ears open and listen to what the game's moving. I had a fire at your neighbor with this chain smoke. And just know, it's an honor to stand next to me. And if there was a problem, be sure you're addressing me. These bars of nutrition, I'm just looking up the recipe. The sad part is, they ain't even seen the best of me. Well, ain't no best of me. I just write in progress until I pass away. And 6 feet under with the rest of me. But after I pass, I might write in my casket. That'll just be my resting. Spinning was just my destiny. I'm in my zone, not flexing, but checking. I'm trying to find a way to make a pen and paper to be the reflection of my expressions. Because sometimes I can't decipher between right and wrong, so I'll sit and right my wrongs, to go back and right my wrongs and see what's left right. The paper, my canvas, the pen, my brush, the literary device to get my oil pastels on to create the eyes through the vision of a blind man. Because there's more to see than what the eyes can reflect. Folks would rather poetically construct the canvas that the blind can see. I'd rather show you how the blind dreams. And you think you can spit with me? If you really think you can spit with me, why ain't no shade? I'm shining, there's no eclipse in me. I'm soaring high, you're just a bird with wings, clip, can't see words as an entity. I see you tweeting about your favorites. It's only a matter of time before you get your name.
I said, hey, everybody.
I'm a Leo, Virgo tendencies. You couldn't weigh that on the Libra scale, but loving both sides of a Gemini. So before they take my brain away, and I really just go insane, I give you all my thoughts today, and take your place like home again. Out of sight, out of mind. That usually wouldn't hurt you. See, some fall for anything, but others stand for a purpose. It's that same old song repeated like a serpent. My verbal lethal weapon is tinted the color purple. I be in cyphers trying to decipher the reason why I love it. Searching forever in the cupboard, I'm looking for my beloved. See, what is written sometimes can be heard without a sound. And what we have in common are shortcomings in common ground. See, I think about you way more often than you hear from me. Counterfeit love, that's the prophet that I want to see. I see ways I'm thinking you wait in Miami Beach. As love essence through the message through reality. This is past the depths of wicked games. The weekend could relate to me. Bring the love and bring the pain, because I don't have a sober vein. And if it's true that money rules everything around me, well, maybe it's the dollar from stopping you from seeing change. Or will they have change?
A soldier's sacrifice. We were never going to make it. Convinced of this. But this is for all of her bravery. To the Purple Heart medallions on her chest and the one beneath that beats blue blood instead of red. For all of the woman she is. To find her heart a home in between my teeth. to leave her dreams in my good morning smile, to keep her hopes underneath my fingernails, because she knows these hands are used for prayer that reach God somehow. This is for all of her wanting, for every twilight wish she used in the twinkle of my skin, for the tall tale story she envisioned to narrate to our children one day, for the fairy tale she sworn to adorn my life with. Do you know what it's like to look a woman in her kaleidoscope eyes and see the stargazer that she's become since you stepped into her life? You ever felt what it's like to know that when you leave, she'll never look at the sky the same because you taught her so much of the moonlight and you remind her too much of the shimmer the stars gift us with on a cold December, but these stars didn't have us in mind. They decided to shine. Love, I'm not quite sure when I learned to take a woman into my arms, but I suppose she felt my bones and wanted to protect me. Maybe she saw me fragile. I reckon it was my fault for letting her venture through my skeleton until she became comfortable in being the calcium in me. I mean, not of her feeling, but I fell in love with the way she cements herself inside of me. I am full to the brim with good fortune, but fate has its way of throwing me out of happiness. I am reminded daily that I could never love a woman with a Creole-stained tongue. I don't understand why the East African in her blood has declared a holy war over my heart. Call it circumstance, or blame the cosmos that I was birthed this way. She is 1,000 stacks of bravery for loving the battlefield of my bones. Do you know what it's like to look a woman in her despair-stained eyes and watch her rip and tie her future into a bow and place it on your lap? Have you ever felt what it's like to know that you have to stare in those same kaleidoscope eyes and hand her back her fairy tale? My heart is weak for a woman that knows what a teardrop tastes like, but is strong enough to know that this will end in a saltwater sea. I am bleeding crystal, a frail trance of euphoria, a delicate climax of coming and going. I knew this couldn't end in any other way than shattering glass. I'm convinced that she will regret me, that I didn't teach her much of love, but everything of leave.
Hello, everybody. Okay, nice to meet you. This is called Scott Dollars. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Time is a terrible thing to chase, but once it's gone, you can't get it back, so you're not really chasing it, it's more than time wasted. It's sad, but in reality, society has become complacent, and that's something that I could never find my place in. A constantly evolving world lacks change, like people change in, I feel like I'm caged in. A mouse in a maze trying to help these people that are brain dead. Close your eyes and actually picture the images that my words are painting. Does it sound like the same box that your brain is framed in? But Michael should be saved in school, it's thank him. Now put 2 and 3 together. Doesn't that number line make sense? But yeah, I'm still sitting in a class with nice shoes and blank faces. Taught by a teacher giving an empty pen, trying to fill in blank spaces.
Oh.
Guess what? Our tuition pays him, so we're going to blame him, even though we were never interested in what he was saying. Like, wait, what is that equation? A dummy plus a dummy equals more dummies, and money plus money equals more money. So the rich make more money, we make up more dummies, and save up our Blue Jays on the stores money. So lazy, like, put my name on the paper and let them explore for me. 2 folks don't get a love in the form of likes, so instead of live, we Photoshop our lives to portray the lives that manifest on how hard we work just to get by. Too afraid to deal with the potholes that we possess inside, so we master the pavement that's moving up just to get by. But hey, they tried. The morals our ancestors once stood by not being diminished, but even Chucky was made by a good guy. You know, I wonder. Everything Mike talked about, stuff Coretta actually stood by, that she just hold him down because he was such a good guy. I never understood, like, why is it such a bad thing to be a good guy? Nowadays, every girl on the thug, right? Like, right now, he on the corner pretty soon, he living that good life. Because if a nigga dreaming, he dumb, right? But I get it. What good is a dreamer who was only dreaming, and what good is ambition without any meaning? These men have dreams without only dreaming, and these drug dealers have action, but they are dreamless. So women wear dresses made together the scraps from the seamstress, I mean they only sew together scraps and pieces to impress these men who are peaceless and praise knives as if they were Jesus. Wait, I'm getting too deep. I think I'm too deep. I heard that sound. poverty is study rising. And I heard the death rate is increasing, but people are still silent. Wait, maybe y'all can catch that. I said, people are constantly dying, but everyone is silent because we're urged to be silent when we witness violence. And that's what I said. Just because I ain't say nothing don't mean I stood by it. That's like saying, just because I lit the match don't mean I started the fire. Given our subconscious justification has turned us into liars. Boy, that's how I'm sweet. But I'm guilty too, because I just observe and I never ever speak. Like, what good is a shepherd without any sheep? But what if they are listening and I'm just too hesitant to speak?
And until somebody repeats it, I'll scream, holy, holy, holy. Until somebody repeats this, I'll scream, holy, holy. Thank you. Until somebody repeats this, I'll scream, holy, holy. If Jesus be life and all there is to it, what manner of person ought I to be in every holy conversation of godliness? Every person conversation of godliness, yeah, I got it. As if Jesus didn't leave blueprints in his footprints, infallibles in his parables, and even compassion for his assassins. I call myself a Christian. Sometimes I even call myself a man of God, yet I follow my own path, and foul words seem to slip from my diction like cognate cleats slip on football fields. I've even plotted plots for my enemies. I guess God forgives and I don't. Boom. I agree, bro. Yeah. So what about me makes me worthy of your grace? Nothing. Nothing at all, or complete absence. Absence of being, complete presence of you if Jesus be. And until somebody repeats this, I'll scream, worthy. Worthy. And until somebody repeats this, I'll scream, worthy. Worthy. Let me refresh your memory. If Jesus be the Christ, why not save yourself and save us along with you? Sounds familiar to the in particular. But enough with the wild vernacular. Sad to say, but I'm glad that Jesus died for me. Worthy is the Lamb. Not the $180 pair of J's that you just caught. Not Jay and Beyonce's relationship. Will and Jay. It's not even Barack and Michelle. They're going to be gone next November. But I'm talking about worthy is the Lamb. Worthy is a God who died as a God so we could live as man. Answer this question. What has your money done for you lately? Worthy is the Lamb. He said he'd never leave us or forsake us. But our refund checks, they're unfaithful whores. They visit us every few months, and then they dip. Only to call us back for the next 20 years, accumulating interest like, I loved you then, but it's time to pay up. And until somebody repeats this, I'll scream, glory. Glory. Until somebody repeats this, I'll scream, glory. Glory. I've never been one for astrology, but if Jesus be the S-O-N of God, he can be the S-U-N as I be the moon, only hoping to reflect his light, knowing that I have none of my own. And until somebody repeats this, I'll scream, holy. Holy. Worthy. Worthy. Glory. Glory. If Jesus be.